All right. So next up, I've got the amazing Whitney Jones. Now, Whitney was introduced to me by my good friend Joe Polish. A lot of you guys know Joe, Genius Network. Joe and I go back many years. He was one of my early mentors. But Joe has just constantly said to me, you got to meet Whitney. You got to meet her. She's a badass. You're going to love her. She's driven. She's successful. She's fit. She's the total package. And she is a 3 times Miss Fitness Olympia. She has won that, and owner of Pro Physique's personal training gym, which is the largest personal training gym in the state of Arizona. She does personal training, fitness routine choreography, and contest prep to coach athletes who compete across the country at NPC and the IFBB events. And in addition to that, she's a Lululemon ambassador. I'm wearing Lululemon pants right now. As a matter of fact, love them. And Fitfluential ambassador, which makes her part of a huge network worldwide of fitness enthusiasts that share information, knowledge, and so forth. So I could go on. I'm just being short here. So Whitney, hey.
Hi, how are you guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What are you drinking? Are you drinking water while I'm sitting here? My fat ass is drinking wine. It's no wonder you look like you do. And I look like
I always drink water, but I do indulge. However, I will show you because I love my Moscow Mules. That is my go-to drink. But you can make it healthy. This is my ginger beer, light ginger beer. But yeah, Moscow Mules, they're my thing.
Okay, so that's your thing. All right. Well, you gotta have a look. You gotta be like, you can't be Superwoman. Like Superman had kryptonite. You gotta have like a little flaw. It just builds the character. It makes you a more rounded, likable person when you have.
I don't even say it's a flaw. You gotta have these little added elements that just make you sparkle and shine. So everyone has to have fun.
Exactly. This is the red wine. Oh goodness, this is my downfall. Oh, this is my kryptonite. All right. Well, what do you want to tell people about yourself? Because I gave a very quick overview. I mean, what else should people know about you?
Well, unless you're familiar with the industry, it is kind of bizarre. Basically, the easiest way to explain it is everyone's familiar with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's the same type thing. I don't do bodybuilding. I do the fitness division, meaning I do the routines with the flips and the jumps and the strength moves and the dancing. So I do the fun division, basically. But I've won that now 3 years. I'm the current champion and super proud of it. So I'm right up there with Arnold, just not quite his muscularity, which I'm okay with. He can't do a backflip, but I can. So whatever, Arnold. But yeah, I'm also a single mom of 2 boys. I own 5 different businesses. So fitness is my specialty. All my businesses are around fitness. But, and yes, I'm super proud of my title, but I also am very, very proud to be a successful entrepreneur. I love public speaking. I love stuff like this, being able to give back. So this is an honor to be part of this and to speaking with both of you guys. So such a fun event to wrap up 2021 and then literally kick off 2022 and make it everyone's best year yet.
Exactly. Now, where have you always been fit? Like, have you always worked out, and is this become natural, or is this like when did you get into being fit as you are?
Well, I was always in sports growing up. I had 2 older brothers, so I literally had no choice. And then I loved my brothers, so I wanted to be just like them. So I've always been in sports, but did not actually get into like lifting until I was a full-grown adult. So this sport is actually something I got into late in life compared to most people who start competing and doing these competitions at a young age. I was way late. So basically, on paper, I should have never been at the top. I should have never won the title, but that's what I love. I love to prove people wrong. I love to show and demonstrate with my words, my actions, that you can achieve anything if mentally you are focused and then you have the work ethic to back it up. I firmly believe it. And this was another opportunity to kind of get into a sport at an older age than almost all my competitors and then dominate in reality. So it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you have that mindset, you will be successful. There is no doubt in my mind. You just have to have the mindset that you will never fail. And if you go with that and you have your passions driven behind that, guarantee you will succeed.
Yeah. I mean, is it like, because I know the fitness years ago, I actually competed in a bodybuilding competition. I came in second. I didn't like it though.
Mm-hmm.
I love fitness. I love lifting. I love all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's kind of my body type. I'm naturally muscular and whatnot, but
Sure.
and so I liked it because I enjoyed the workouts. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's basically it. But is it, because you say to people like the fitness industry is hyper competitive. I mean, like, I don't think most people don't know this. That's why I'm saying I competed once. It's hyper competitive. I mean, you've
Mm-hmm.
got people that they don't even have, they don't run businesses. They
Yeah.
don't have jobs. They don't have kids, and they like their spouse, and all they do full time is prepare for competition.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it is hyper. So I don't know if people realize how tough it is, to be at the top of your game, to be a
Mm-hmm.
mom, to run businesses, to do all that and still be at the top of your game. So, when you look at the other competitors, how did you edge them out? I know we say, well, it's commitment and it's focus, and
Mm-hmm.
people go, yeah. I mean, and it is that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, how do you edge out somebody when in a hyper competitive world? Is it really just getting up early and doing the reps? I mean, is it that, or is there something else to it?
Mindset, 100%. I mean, to be at the top and to be at the elite level as an athlete, you already have the work ethic. I mean, that truly is something that is a true statement, because you wouldn't be there otherwise.
Right.
But if you can't tap into being a mentally strong athlete, it will never happen. You'll never get to that highest level. I'm a firm believer in it. I've had several competitions where mindset was off and it never worked out. So I do a lot of mindset training, just, championship mentality of believing in yourself, visualizing the moment, visualizing the win, visualizing everything working out perfectly. Because honestly, that's what helps bring it to fruition. Because the work ethic, the dieting, the workouts, the stretching, the body work, all the stuff that is surrounded by every athlete on what they need to do is already there. It already exists. But if you can't get your mind to be so focused and so strong, it'll never happen. But it's something you have to work on daily. And it's quieting the noise. Again, as an athlete, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, you always have these voices to try to bring you down, to bring doubt into your head, to tell you can't do something. You have to be strong enough to push all of the negativity out, to block the noise and stay focused. And if you can, that's where you truly see the success that you've envisioned, that you've wanted, that you've dreamed of. But you've got to be strong enough to honestly block out all the noise and have zero doubt, block out all fear and just go for it.
Now, cause I have a definition of mindset. Like, everyone, we talk about mindset, like, what the heck is it? I mean, what is mindset to you?
To me, it's believing that you can achieve whatever is in your list of goals and just finding a way, because you're always going to have roadblocks. I mean, look at 2020, all this COVID, the pandemic. Anyone in, I'd say probably 99% of the world, unless you were, you're with some of the vaccine companies, everyone was hit with hardship. Everyone struggled. But if you have the right mindset, you'll find a way. And for me, mindset is finding a way, staying positive, not allowing any of the fear or doubt. So honestly, being so focused, prepared, and ready for what you want is where your mindset, to me, is the strongest. That's what it's about. And building yourself up, or doing whatever research, whatever self-motivational talks, maybe it's books, maybe it's a therapist, working on elevating your mindset, because it is different. I truly believe it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different definition of what mindset or what mentality works for them based on their goals.
Yeah. I mean, do you think from my perspective, I think one is people think they have goals, but I don't think they're really clear on them. I think a lot of people will say, well, I want to lose a little bit of weight, right? But they don't get on
Mm-hmm.
the scale and say, where am I today? Where am I going to, how am I going to get there? Like, what weight do I want to be at? What does that look like? What does that feel like? If I lost 2 pounds, a pound a week, how long am I going to get there? So I think when people say, like, it's as simple as like having a goal, right? I mean, like, I think a lot of people aren't clear on their goals. They think they are, but they're not clear. And then I think it's truly wanting that goal, not saying I should do it, because, if the minute that you set a goal and you're like, I should do this, I think there's no energy in that. What do you think?
Agreed 100%. I think you need to put it out there too, because that creates accountability. If your goal is to say lose 20 pounds, if you vocalize that to your friends, to your family, some people put it on social media, because then you're kind of on the hook, like, oh, well, crap. I mean, I can't be lazy. I can't be skipping the gym. I can't be falling down on my diet. So you need to vocalize it. And you're right. A lot of people will set a goal, but then they forget the plan to get to the goal. And truly, that's where the magic is. And being realistic. If you're like, okay, I've been working out and eating right for 2 years straight, haven't changed, but now I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Doing what? Because what's your plan of action? How are you going to change that? Now, again, if you were someone who hasn't worked out forever and you just need to get moving, you'll lose some weight. But if you don't have specific details on how you're going to get from point A to point B, 100% it's not going to happen. So you have to lay it out, and you have to be willing to evaluate and modify it. Because again, 20 pounds in 2 months, for example, is pretty extreme for most people. So you may be 3 weeks in and you're going, okay, well, I'm not dropping like I should. Well, modify it then. Do not create a failed plan that's just going to derail you and get you unmotivated. So say, okay, it's not going to happen in 2 months, but at this pace and this rate, I will hit my goal by 3 months. And honestly, hire a professional. That is the best thing you can do. You must invest in your health. Yep. Yeah. I do online training for athletes and lifestyle clients all over the world. And it's great. It's that accountability. They check in, they send their photos each week. I modify their diets, their workouts, their cardio programs, their supplements. You've got to have someone that you got to answer to. That's the first step. And you need to have somebody who's educated and can help you get there in a realistic way. But it's one of the best things you can do, especially for very busy, minded, like career-minded people who get carried away with work, and then their health gets pushed aside. 2022 needs to be the year of focusing on you, self-care, self-improvement, because that will help you in every aspect: business, family, relationships. So if you're not focusing on you, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. And then you're going to focus on it when it's way too late and you've got all these medical issues going on or health concerns. Do it now.
What's the saying? Like, if you don't take care of your health, you'll be forced to take care of it. Or there's like I don't know, I've been drinking a little bit. So, but it's like, you're either going to be proactive about something. And this, we could say health, we could say finances, we could say marketing, we could say, you're either going to make a decision that I'm going to start moving towards this and this goal, or at some point you're going to be forced to deal with it. And when you're forced to deal with it, you're going to be in a position where it's a holy mess, like your health or your finances, because most people don't do anything if they're not in a lot of pain. Right. So if you're like, you're a little overweight, you go, well, I'm a little overweight. Right. Or I'm a little, I skip workouts. Right. People go like this. And the reason I think they stay in that is because they don't see any immediate damage being done, right? They're not happy, but whatever, right? I think it's unfortunate, but it's until they have that heart attack, until they have the stroke, until some kind of major problem, then they go, oh shit, now I have to deal with it. And they're climbing out of a big hole that they put themselves in,
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And so many people work so hard every day. But you got to work hard on living and having fun. I mean, what's the point of working so hard, making a ton of money if you're not spending it and like enjoying it? So a lot of times that's where it can benefit you. You've got to be healthy. You got to be fun. If you retire and you're so like out of shape and just health is, what's the point of retirement? That's lame. You're bored now. So we got to think ahead. We got to be proactive. And it's not that difficult. I think so many people think in extremes. It's like, oh, well, I'd love to go to the gym. I'd love to lose some weight. But gosh, I don't have 2 hours to spend in the gym. Guess what? Neither do I. Nobody does. And if they are, they're doing it wrong.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be extreme. People just need to start make realistic goals, small baby steps, work with a professional who can help you, and you're going to have results. Have that mindset that you're going to make some changes. You got to do it for you, though. Can't do it for anyone else. It won't work. It's got to be for you.
And don't do it because you should. Do it because, find a deeper meaning than that. Find a real purpose, something that lights you up. And that's part, I think, of the challenge for all of us. Is figuring out how to negotiate with ourselves to get ourselves to do the things that we want to do. We want the result. And, so we can talk hacks and tips and tricks and blah, 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 all these things. Right. But at the end of the day, it's what motivates you, Whitney, is different than what motivates me, which is different than motivates Mike. And, part of, I think, self-mastery, which I think is a really good word. I think that's actually the meaning of life. I'm drinking a little bit, so I'm getting into philosophical, but I think the meaning of life really is about becoming the best version of yourself. Right. Yep. It is really about saying, because none of us are perfect. We're flawed, all of us in a lot of different ways. And we tend to look like someone would look at you and go, oh my God, I wish I was like Whitney. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's fit. She's a mom. She's running business. How the heck? And then it's easy to compare yourself with, we don't compare with people worse than us. We always compare somebody who's doing better and make ourselves feel bad. But I think, part of that journey of life, and next year we got a fresh new year. What we're looking at, I think, is really about saying, how can I even improve 1% per day? And multiply that. Maybe I start out by just drinking water. Maybe I start out by, instead of like 2 glasses of wine, I have 1 glass of wine. I don't know, whatever, right?
Small changes. Yep. Goes a long way.
For sure.
And I encourage everyone to be so bold, declare some crazy, crazy goal. I mean, if it's something you say and people look at you like you're nuts, you're onto something. So make a bold declaration of what your health and fitness goals are for 2022. Shout it, spread it so that people are accountable. And it may not happen in a year, but when I won my first Olympia title, it's because I put it out there. And even when it came out of my mouth, I thought, how the hell am I going to do this? But I said it, I made the goal, and then I outlined a plan to get there. Wasn't in a year, but hey, I got there and no looking back. So I challenge everyone to do the same.
Right. And who cares? Don't worry about people making fun of you. Oh, New Year's resolutions, blah, blah. Who cares? It's as good a time as any to start now, So
Absolutely.
Time as any. Yeah. All right, Whitney, if you wanted to learn more about you, where do they go? What's your website? What you got going
on?
My
website is fitwitjones.com. My email is the same, fitwitjones@gmail.com. And I'm super active on social media, primarily Instagram. So if you love shenanigans, a lot of debauchery and craziness, along with actual useful information, you can find me at Whitney_Jones_IFBB Pro.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Whitney. Happy New Year.
You guys.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Have a drink.
to you, Mike. Absolutely. Thanks, guys.